Hi, I'm Julie Hager. I'm with the Savanna Institute. I'm the Agroforestry and Grazing Specialist. I work with landowners that want to engage with agroforestry and potentially grazing and silvopasture on their land. Today we are at the Plum Creek Conservation Area.
Yeah, so when we bought the property in 2022, this was all corn soybean, and it had been for a long time. So one of our first goals was to get it into perennial cover. And working with Savanna Institute from the beginning, they were partnered on this project, and they gave us a lot of options of different things we could try out to achieve those goals. Then being a liaison to some of these programs through NRCS and FSA helped us put this into perennial cover. So here we have a pasture planting to experiment with different ways to rotate cattle and incorporate forbs and native grasses into our plantings. And we've also done some CRP plantings to establish cover that we want in other parts of the property that are important for forest interior birds, grassland birds, and all the wildlife that we have here.
When we first acquired this property in 2022, we were really intimidated by the shape that it was in and all of the work that needed to happen. We started reaching out to different partners to see how could we partner to make this property a demonstration site and an inspiration to people. And we're at the very beginning stages, and the soil when we purchased this property was just like dust. It had almost no organic matter. And so just this year, by planting the prairie seeds, planting the pasture seeds, we're seeing already that organic matter starting to build up and the land starting to heal itself. So I think from a before and after perspective, we're at the very beginning, but I think this will be a very compelling site to show how many improvements these conservation practices are bringing.
Share with me again which species we picked for this project. Which species of trees were we going to put into the pasture?
Yeah, so I guess taking a step back, one of the goals for this area was to kind of create a transition between the woodlands that we have on the slopes and some of the grasses and the warm season pasture planting that we did. So silvopasture by addition is what we kind of settled on, and kind of recreating, in a sense, or getting started on what would be like kind of an oak savanna transition. So using species that would naturally be here, like red oak closer to the woods, some bur oak, white oak are the main species. Mm-hmm. And that provides a lot of wildlife forage as well as shade for the cattle, which is really important, and we don't really have right now in this pasture.